Hi everyone, I'm Kai Harris, founder and CEO of Cinefly. Thank you for the opportunity to present today. So, let's talk about our North Star. Our North Star, we believe the power of storytelling can affect positive change in the world. In the context of tourism, it's about enhancing the visitor experience, transforming them into storytellers, and creating video mementos that they want to share online. So, what is the ultimate visitor experience? So time, money, complexity wasn't an issue. You'd have your own personal tour guide that you'd contact. And depending on where you are, who you're with, what you want to do, how much time you had, they'd come up with all these amazing places that you can travel to. And then you could select the one that you like, and they'd put together an awesome plan. And if you're traveling with your partner or your family, they might also create a plan for the kids, your partner. And then when you arrive at your destination, you're not only greeted by your personal tour guide, you've got a filmmaker as well to capture all the shots and create some awesome content. And then when the experience is over, the filmmaker takes all the content, crafts some awesome videos, some maybe intimate ones that you'll keep to yourself as a keepsake, and maybe ones that you'll share online. And then what they'll do is they'll have a powwow and then come up with all these great places that you can go to next time based on what you liked. And so when you contact them again, they'll have some ideas in terms of where to go and what to do. Sounds pretty amazing, doesn't it? The problem with creating an ultimate visitor experience is that it's complex and expensive. You need specialist resources, people, equipment, time and money. And it's out of the reach of most visitors. In fact, if you were to tell them it'd cost them thousands of dollars extra every day to provide that type of experience, you won't get a lot of visitors that will pay that. In fact, if you look at Nat Geo Lindblad, National Geographic, for an experience like that, they charge around $50,000, and that doesn't even include your own personal filmmaker. So it's out of the reach of most visitors. What about tour operators? Creating a personalised tour experience, catering for every language, every personal whim, is also very expensive, complex and time-consuming. That's why you get tour buses, and that's why you get canned tour itineraries. So with Cinefly, anyone with a mobile phone has their own personal tour guide to enhance their experience, transform them into a storyteller, and create awesome videos that they want to share online. So let me show you how that works. Oh, fantastic. That's good. So there's three parts to the Cinefly platform. We have a mobile app, we have a portal, and we've got something called Deep Story. The mobile app is available in iOS and Android. It's free to download. You can white label it, and we've also got something called an SDK, Software Development Kit. What you're seeing here is Cinefly Mobile AI, which is launching in July. This is the first time I'm demoing it live. So here we go. So I want to go to the Outback. I'm here in Brisbane, so I'm going to select this. And what Cinefly is doing now is showing me a highlight of Outback Queensland. I watch that and I go, wow, this is really cool. I love this. I want to go there. So I select it. Now, what's happening in the background, and again, I should say again, this is coming out in July, so there's going to be streams of optimization. What it's doing, it's calculating where I am, Brisbane, and it's crafting a tour guide, story guide, and film guide on the fly. And it's going to...
adventurers. Welcome aboard as we depart from the vibrant city of Brisbane. Did you know that Brisbane is not only known for its scenic river and lush parks, but also as a gateway to the vast and historic Queensland outback? As we head west, we'll journey through landscapes.
Yes, it's American. We're going to create an Aussie version.
From pioneering days to modern times. So who are my fellow adventurers today? Tell me your name and where you are from. Film guide. This is a medium shot from the waist up. Hold the camera steady at a fixed position.
So it's giving me a tour guide, a story guide, and a film guide. I'm going to record. Hi, my name is Kai. I'm from the Gold Coast and I'm super excited to be travelling to the Outback today. Woohoo! So I record the shot and I'm going to the next shot. Now, we've fooled the AI into thinking that we're at the Jinduran sheds. So fingers crossed this works. But what it's doing in the background, it's analysing who I am, male or female. It's doing a sentiment analysis. It's rating the way that I told the story. It's also analysing how I shot the film, and it's customising the next tour guide, story guide, and film guide so that it matches my own persona. So it's automatically doing the segmentation.
Kai, your enthusiasm for the Outback journey shines through brilliantly. Now, as we venture deeper into the heart of Australia's pastoral heritage, your next shot will capture the essence of the pioneering spirit. Welcome to the Jondarian Woolshed, one of the oldest and largest operating woolsheds in the world. This historic site gives us a glimpse into the wool industry that once drove the economy of rural Australia. Imagine the bustling activity here during the shearing season, with the air filled with the sound of shears and the chatter of hard-working shearers. Story guide. As you stand here at the Jondarian Woolshed, reflect on the hunt.
Okay, so I'm an influencer, I'm maybe a tour operator, maybe I'm a travel vlogger. So you can see the hyper-personalisation. The next thing I want to demo to you is the transformative effect of Cinefly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to record a video, and I'm not going to do a really great job of selling the Jindaran sheds. Here we go. Here I am in front of the shed. It's pretty awesome. Check it out. So I want to become a better storyteller. I want to become a better travel blogger. I want to become a better influencer. Or maybe I just want to create a really cool video that we can share on our family holiday. So now I'm asking it for guidance. So it's going to give me guidance in terms of telling a better story and also capturing a better shot.
Your enthusiasm is great, and standing in front of the shed aligns with the filming instructions. However, the content of your narration could be enriched by incorporating more details from the director guide, such as mentioning the Jondarian woolshed's significance in the wool industry and its history. Try adding a line like, "This place gives us a glimpse into..."
Okay, so you get a gist of that. So I'm going to kill the app. You know, open it up again. I'm going to go back into it. I'm going to show you the last feature. Are there any Japanese speakers here today? No? Okay.
Hello, adventurers.
I apologize in advance. Konnichiwa, Kai desu. Nihon kara Australia ni kimashita. Nigiyaka na tokoro da na. What it also does is it translates the director's guides, tour guides, and tour guide, story guide, and film guide into the spoken language. So whether it's Japanese, Turkish, Arabic, what have you, it will also adapt the language on the fly. Here we go. Giving a demo and having these slight pauses, I can tell you, is just like so nerve-wracking. Come on, you can do it.
素晴らしいスタートです。カイさん。日本からのあなたの旅の物語は
Thank you.
このプロジェクトに
Alright,
ユニークな視点を
That's how we put a personal tour guide in the palm of your hand to enhance your experience. The other thing I should note as well is that once you've taken all the shots, it automates post-production. Colouring, scoring, grading, everything you do in a professional video suite, it does it. It's back on your phone within minutes. You can have a version for Insta, for TikTok, what have you, and you can share that across all your socials. So we're social media platform agnostic. Now, what about the tour guides? So what the platform allows you to do, if you're a tour guide, is create these itineraries on the fly, which I'm going to show you. Okay, so what I've done is I've taken this content, I said showcase the diverse and vibrant experience of Outback Queensland, objective, highlight the key attributes and activities. I wanted to create a Japanese version as well, and I've asked it for a tour guide, giving it a sense of what I wanted to say. The target is families, the length is 90 seconds. So going back to the portal, which is the second part of the solution, I go generate, and it's generating the storyboard, it's generating the itinerary, it's generating the tour guides, the story guides, the film guides, and it's also automating the post-production on the back end. So while this is happening, I've timed it, it takes about 3 to 5 minutes. I'm going to talk through, what does that mean? Okay. The second part of it is that it curates the best videos. So what it will do is all the videos that the the visitors share, it will create those and then show you the best ones. The other thing it does is it creates personas. So it listens, watches and learns from all the videos that are created, and it could segment the information. So this is Jack. It highlights what he's interested in, his buying thoughts. So for example, I want real experiences, not just tourist traps. So why is this a big deal? Today, user-generated video is the most powerful online video. When it comes to deciding on where to go, where to stay, what activities to participate in, people want video, they trust user-generated video. So in terms of benefits, for visitors, it offers a hyper-personalised experience. It enhances that experience and it's transformative, makes them a better storyteller, and it creates videos that are a keepsake. For the tour operators, it delivers the ultimate visitor experience at scale. Not only can you create, come on, you can do it. Not only can you create those itineraries on the fly, you can take existing itineraries, you can load them into the system and it will transform them automatically into a hyper-personalised experience. There's no limit to the number of itineraries, stories, users and videos you can create on the platform, and it generates commercial opportunities and obviously insights. So let me talk a little bit about the business model. We offer an enterprise license at $30K, so if you look at Queensland Tourism, they'd be able to get an enterprise license with unlimited storyboards, videos and users. For the tour operator, we've set a price point at around $900 a year, which works out to be about $79 a month, which really isn't that much. But again, what they can do is they can create unlimited itineraries, we call storyboards, videos and users. These are some of our clients. Nat Geo, we're in very early discussions, I saw that. So they're not a customer, we're just in early pilot discussions with Nat Geo and Lindblad. That's a little bit about our journey in terms of where we are. Significant effort and investment has gone into R&D. We do have a patent in multimodal generative AI, and we're going to be launching tourism later this year. Thank you.
Thank you, Kai.
No worries.
Do you want to, is that what it's generated?
Yes, yes, yes. So this is what is generated. There's an Outback Queensland version, then there's a Japanese version of the storyboard there. If you click on that, what it will do is it'll generate all those scenic places from here to the Outback, and you'll see that populating. So I'll let it run in the background, but it's all, you can also do a Japanese version.
Thank you. All right, over to the judges.
Thanks, Kai. That was awesome.
Thank you.
You mentioned Outback Tourism as one of your clients or agencies that you're working with, and you're launching. So, can you just talk to us a little bit more about what that means and what work that you've done with the Outback Queensland?
Yeah. So, what's really great about the Outback is that they've already got about 15 itineraries, and what we've done is we've started loading those itineraries into our AI and generating what you're seeing now appearing on the screen. The plan is, now with Outback Queensland, a lot of the visitors, it's drive tourism. So what we're doing is we're looking at all the key points that drive tourism will go and where they'll stop. But what's really interesting from a commercial standpoint is that where they stop, whether it's for a coffee, whether it's where they want to stay, there's real commercial opportunity to work with sponsors. So Accor Hotels, Mantra Hotels. So what we're doing and also RACQ and NRMA that have a vested interest in drive tourism. So what we're doing is we're creating a showcase of all these itineraries and then we're taking it to potential sponsors and brands to create itineraries that offer some commercial value back to them. And it may be staying at their hotel, or it might be providing anonymised customer information that they might be interested in selling products or services to.
So you mentioned free to download, whitelisting of availability. So the customer is a regional tourism organisation or a destination management organisation. Is that
Absolutely.
pitch?
The visitor, there's no cost at all to the visitor. So they would, they could download the app for free. At the moment, the app is branded as Cinefly. We want to white label it completely because the brand equity of Outback Queensland is worth leveraging, or Queensland Tourism. So we're currently putting together a white label version of the,
Follow that on a little bit.
Sure.
So if the operator or the enterprises are your customers and the influencer or the blogger might be the storyteller that is then amplifying the itinerary and the stories and those kinds of things, who owns the content?
Yeah, so the content is, by virtue of using the app, the visitor is handing over the right to the content to whoever the partner is. But they might, we're really big on data and privacy. So they might decide that that video that they create, they want to keep it as a keepsake. So they may not want Outback Queensland to share it or promote it because it's an intimate video. So only the videos that they decide to share through socials or they decide to make available are the ones that Outback Queensland may access. But what we do on the back end is we take away all the personalised information and we anonymise it to build the segmentation. So we don't care whether your name's Jane and you're from Brisbane. We look at the cumulative number of people that may have a certain set of demographic, psychographic, behavioural data points, and then we go, okay, so this is your typical Gen X or millennial, based on millennial wanting to do more action adventure, and so that's the way that we segment the information. It's not personalised on the individual.
A slight different question.
Sure.
Who's your main competitor?
Sorry?
Who is your main competitor?
That's a really good question. So we have a patent for our technology, and it's granted. So we've got high barriers of entry for what we're doing, and we've got some really great conversations happening. I name drop Nat Geo and Lindblad, but we've got a granted patent here in Australia and also in the US. So we've got competitors, but they are really more around creating itineraries, customised itineraries, but they don't have that ability to put the storyteller and filmmaker to guide you on what to say and automate the post-production. I could also say TikTok, Snap, Facebook.
It's a great use of our technology and good to see the storyboardings from that planning point of view as well.
Thank you.
And I think you've identified some high barriers to entry. So what is your biggest risk with this technology?
Yeah, that's like such a great question. So look, first and foremost, it's user adoption. It's really about how do we get people to access the app, start using it. And there's a number of ways that we can address that. It's working with people that are that have got a vested interest in sharing stories, travel bloggers, influencers, those type of people. Their bread and butter is about creating more content. They create better content, they get more funding, they get more sponsorship. So it's really looking at that low-hanging fruit and then using that to be able to then create more adoption. So I'd say that's one of the key things. Integration is another one. So getting adoption from a tour operator, Queensland Tourism, Outback Queensland level, and how we integrate with their system. We've got so many APIs on the background. The way that in the back end, the way that we mitigate it is we just make it as seamless as possible and we can white label everything. The third thing that I'd mention as well is, data is so important these days. People are really protective about their personal information. So we've got some really big names that we're talking to around making sure that we build the brand affinity. So people feel really confident. I think, are we recording? We are, aren't we? Okay, I've got to be careful about what I say. I think there are certain media tech companies that have shot themselves in the foot in regards to privacy, and consumers, rightly so, feel a little bit apprehensive about shooting videos, and sharing content on their particular platforms, especially if it's, their family and what have you. So around the data, we make it really clear in terms of what data is personal, what data is we use, how we use it, and also if they want to share the content and want Outback Queensland to promote it, what does that actually mean and how does that actually work? So those three, I'd say.
Just one
Sure.
more question from me. So, what would you hope to achieve with the 100,000?
That's a really great question. So right now, the great thing is it was quite serendipitous that this opportunity came about because we're already in discussions. So it's really, the first thing is it's going to accelerate our timeline because it's going to bring more funding. So based on that, what we've estimated is that it's going to give us the ability to roll out the tourism version in Q4 this year as a beta and roll it out as a Q1. Again, this really depends on the partners that we work with. As a Q1 white label version 2025, so between January and February. It also means that we've got the ability to really put Queensland on the map. We're a Queensland-based startup. I really want this to be successful here in Queensland first. So it would also mean that we could, ahead of all the great things that are happening in Queensland, really promote it as a great tourism destination. And then, the case study for us that I think is going to be really great is we could show a significant impact on economic development because we can actually tie the videos to people actually buying more tickets, and traveling to Queensland and going to these destinations. So I'd say off the cuff that those are the reasons.
Thank you, judges. Thank you, Kai.
Thank you.
Big round of applause.